Hi, everybody.
Hi guys, it's Stephanie and Joel Dunn, and I'm super excited.
I'm super excited.
We have the Pam Sowder on our Zoom, and we get to interview her. So usually the roles are flipped a little bit, but we're just so excited coming into the biggest event of the year to kick it off. So we've been doing these Zooms weekly, Pam, just so you have an idea, and they just get so many takeaways. But what we really wanted to do was just let them know, a lot of newbies on, right? So let some people know who you are, because they may not even know who you are. And we've been in for 10 years, but you founded the rap. So
Oh my gosh, 10 years? Well, best 10 years of my life knowing you both. You know what? When I think back, 2000, December, actually 2000 was when I tried the product for the first time, the wrap. And it met a gentleman through another business that I was a part of in the direct sales industry for 6.5 years, and just great sideline team member, introduced me to the wrap. I therefore introduced it to Mark. We started It Works Global March of 2001. And I was the first person to try the product in the United States and to take it to market. And you know what's so wild is I look back on that, and we didn't have anything to go on at all. I mean, this is a first to market product, and still is to this day. There is nothing out there like it. There's no category for it. We didn't even know what to call it. It's not really a wrap, but what else even comes close? And then, of course, the results speak for themselves. You know, I love the industry of direct sales network marketing. It allowed me to stay home with my children, work spare time, part-time, and make a six-figure income. And so I fell in love with the whole industry and what it did for us, and knew that this product would be phenomenal in it. You know, if I could get it on somebody and 45 minutes later, they would have a result. Wow. I mean, we still don't have it out there, and that's what drives me crazy. I mean, I feel so responsible for it. So fast forward 18 years, you know, we're still talking about it. We're adding amazing products to the product line. I'm still as excited as ever before. I was on a exclusive Zoom with Stephanie and Joel and Denise on Saturday. They know a little bit about what's getting ready to happen, but I'm telling you, I don't care if you've been in 1 hour to 10 years, you haven't seen anything yet. This mojo that's going to take place, I would be talking to everybody that I knew. Everybody. And I'm doing that. I'm calling people back, and I'm also waking up the dead, and I'm not going to try to revive them. That's going to happen on its own, but I'm just telling them, just watch and listen.
hey, we got we're going to give you a sneak peek. We really want to bring this Make It Rain gun up that shoots out money, because that Zoom that we were on, you guys, that is what's going to happen, right? So
yeah.
As
you know that song, It's Raining Men. It's raining.
It's raining hundreds.
Yep.
Yeah.
So knowing what we know, we always get, especially Steph and Joel. I mean, having you on and being in, with the company for 19 years, how we prepare for conference. So I've got this amazing question. And so I'm going to ask you, knowing what you know about what's coming at conference, where would you focus? What would your income producing activities over the next few days be? And you kind of even said, message everybody, talk to everybody. And I think that for us, a lot of times people just think there's something, you've got some secret that you do. And so, I don't think so. I'm excited. We know that you've always said where you're going, Pam. You've always spoke with such clear vision. It happens. And I believe that. I've been following you for my whole 10 years, because that's what we do. We follow who we want to be like. And so going into conference, that, you know, getting around the people and hearing from the ones that are doing it. And so having that excitement and building off of us, I think, you know, is that something that you've always done too, being in the industry even before you started with It Works?
You know, I didn't know. I was saying on my live today, nobody taught me about personal development. I had to seek it out because I wasn't getting anywhere where I wanted to go. And I'm like, why am I so fearful? You know, why am I so afraid to reach out to people? What is holding me back? It's worse having that feeling than actually going and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting there is just such, and not moving is so debilitating and humiliating, because you know you're doing it, you're in it, you're living it. So I know what that feels like. And I just dove in and discovered so much about myself and about life and other people. And I'm still discovering that. It's just, you know, don't think that you just arrive and that's it. No, you arrive and here comes some more wisdom that needs to be gained. And then you get there and here comes some more wisdom that needs to be gained. But I will say this, what I put on my dream board happens. End of story. You know, I have intense clarity on it. I know why I want it. I know how it would feel to get it. And I'm not afraid to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I look at it. You know, everybody's wanting it to be in front of them, and then they'll believe, well, that's not what my Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it says you have to have that faith and that belief before. And then you get up through that, you get up and you take that action, which just, I call it following the breadcrumbs of life. You know, one person leads to another, one no leads to a yes, 100 no's leads to 5 yeses. And those are the 5 that are supposed to be in your business. And so I never, also one of the things that I don't take myself too seriously. I just, you know, I mess up and that's okay. And that's just, again, gaining wisdom and clarity and being intentional and being forgiving and loving yourself and praying over what you want and not over what you don't want, and not living in worry and fear. And I think the biggest mistake that people make is they don't ask.
Mm-hmm.
They're just afraid to ask. And if I were you, I would make that bold list of several hundred names, and I would just start asking in your voice, not in Stephanie's voice, not in Joel's voice. Joel's voice would be one word, join. And you know what? That works too. And, you know, we're all have an amazing approach to life, and we need to honor and respect that. And once It Works gets within you and those dreams start to feel like, wow, this is going to happen, you can't help but talk to people. Mm-hmm. And I honestly feel like I'm doing who's ever in front of me a disservice, whether that in front of me is on Facebook or Instagram or at the grocery store. You know, if I'm not saying something about what I have, then how dare I believe? Mm-hmm. You know, that's just not believing. And I feel like that if they're in front of me, I'm supposed to say something. And that could be just, hey, how's your day? And let the conversation just evolve. Mm-hmm. We're recruiting so many people here locally because we decided to. Mm-hmm. We decided, we're like,
love that.
Why are we not talking to people in our backyard? Mm-hmm. Why are we not doing that? And so my daughter and I made this conscious decision that we are going to start talking to everybody here. And we have, and just 2 people came in yesterday, right around the corner. Then they didn't know a thing about It Works. And our home office is 40 minutes away. It's insane. And so make your list and don't judge your list. Here's a big mistake. I'll give you a great little story. My neighbor, Larry, in my first business, prejudged me. He didn't think that I would be interested in the opportunity. When I went to my first meeting, he was there. He had already joined. Because he prejudged me and didn't ask me if I wanted to go to the meeting, someone else 2 hours away did. I started making money in that, and my sponsor once told me that because of my efforts, his check went up $10,000 a month. So Larry made a very costly mistake. Mm-hmm. And I always remember that. That is called wisdom, and I gained wisdom from that mistake that Larry did by prejudging, because you don't know what's going on inside those doors. Mm-hmm. On the outside, you might see the nice car, they joined a country club, they have 2 kids, but on the inside, my husband's saying, we need to make some extra money. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to go back to work. The kids are getting older, they're starting to cost more, I'm doing all I can, I need some help here. That's what was reality. So behind your own doors, there's suffering. There is lack. Only because you haven't stepped into the power of what you have your hands on and made the move. And we know that we need to make the move. The move isn't going to be made for us. Nobody is magically going to come into your Facebook feed and join. I wish they would.
Me too.
Now, I know. I mean, it's like show up and say, I am so ready. Now, I'll tell you what will happen. Eventually, that will happen. But that's eventually. And Stephanie and Joel are still asking every day. They're asking someone to be a customer or a distributor every single day.
Haven't stopped. We got a lot of people. I think that's the thing, knowing, like you just said, I hope you guys heard Pam, your hundreds list. Where do you get those? That call to action. Put out a question. You know, it's as simple as which pair of shoes. It doesn't necessarily need to be about it works. All of a sudden, you see people that you go, oh my gosh, this was a friend from high school. I completely forgot. I need to reach out to them. So, you know, as we're doing these Zooms, this is the type of stuff that it's led from the top, from corporate. They know it's getting the ask, getting those people interested. Those conversations create watching your page and making sure that you're diligent and following up with them. And you guys got to be bold. Pam said that word, bold. Mm-hmm. The louder you are, the more fun you are, the more people are like, I want to know what this is about. They look like they're on vacation having fun all the time. Now we do work, but we want them to know you can take this everywhere. I mean, over this next week, there's going to be so much black, green, and bling in everybody's news feeds, and you're either going to be part of it or you're not. And so we don't want you to sit on the sidelines. We want you in the game. We want you to be the one out. And we know, as, you know, group effort, that the more that is doing this, the bigger the company gets, which we know makes more money for everybody else. So that Make It Rain gun is going to be coming into somebody's, you know.
Yeah. I mean, a super easy post that all of you can do tonight is, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this next week, because Monday morning, we're going to blow your minds. I mean, the majority of people, Saturday night, you're not even going to be able to text fast enough, because there's going to be so many announcements going off. Pam has warned us that we should probably bring at least 10 batteries for our phones, because we're not going to be able to put them down after they make all the announcements.
Yeah, and
I just wanted to I have a text here that I sent this girl, and I've known her for 20 plus years. She was in my former business, and I said, hey, let's get off the pot and do this thing. And I haven't heard back from her, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna text her again, because we just play this tennis match, you know, and she's just being strong and, you know, not responding back. But I've got all these messages I've sent her, and I'm not gonna quit.
So two things that you have all just learned. One is Pam is still contacting people about the business to this day as the Pam Sowder. And two, as the Pam Sowder, she still has people that don't look at her texts. Don't feel bad when people don't respond to you. I know she's probably looking at her phone going, I know you've read this. It says it right there, and you're not replying.
Then I'll send her a voice message. Hello, it's me. Call me. And, I'm just having fun, and she'll eventually call. But it doesn't frighten me that she has not. I know what I have.
Well, and Pam,
I know what it can do for her.
New products constantly, you guys. Always. This is what I love about It Works, is they're constantly trend-setting, bringing on stuff that people want. And so as you're building up, people to follow up with, it may not be for the wrap, but all of a sudden Thermofy X comes and they're like, okay, I'm interested now. But you've got to stay in the game and be that consistent person. When you look at other leaders, be that person. You can be that person. And so that's our challenge this week, is going into conference, making sure that you guys understand the power of being present. There's still time to get there. I remember my arms crossed thinking, I don't want to go to this conference. It's just a bunch of ooh rah rah. I just want somebody to tell me what to do to make money. But I got to go. I saw the heartbeat of It Works. I saw people that I was like, there's no way that they're making that kind of money. If they can do it, I can do it. There's people that are similar. And so when we're talking about conference and you hear events, it is powerful. There is no other way to. You've got to be there. And we were just reading on something, and I'll have Joel share this. And I know, Pam, you'll be on top of this too as we're going into conference.
So there's a concept called sharpen the saw. And basically what it means is that you need to take time and sharpen your saw so that you can cut down more trees faster, because a dull tree or a dull saw won't cut down a tree. So while the sharpen the saw idea certainly predates Stephen Covey, he lists it in his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Sometimes you have to take a break from your work so that you can work on sharpening your skills. That dull axe will not cut down a tree. Your dull texting and your dull posting and your dull ideas may be what's holding you back. The new ideas, the fresh ideas, the things that you hear at conference are what could help you slay and chop down these giant redwood trees you're trying to get. That's why it's so important to get to these events.
And some we know you just can't make it, but make it a goal to set some money aside, get to the next event, make sure you're plugging in, watching this and being bolder and louder than some of us at conference, because we may be in the moment. You got to be on top of that. But Pam, we're excited. I mean, it's a different year. It's exciting.
I want to say this off of what Joel just read. Have you ever wondered, this is just used to fascinate the heck out of me, but somebody can write a text or a message or post something that they do, and you can just feel the energy off of it. I mean, you can wow. And it can be like amazing energy, or you get something, like you said, it's dull, it's boring. The words are there, but there's no life behind it as it was being written. And we know everything is based off of energy. And so if you're feeling low and uninspired, all your messaging will be low and uninspired. And people will sense that. I don't know how we do that. It's just a part of life and a part of who we all are. We're interconnected. And so I know that I've got to go get fed. I know that I've got to get filled up. And how I get filled up is being around you all, being in that energy of the conference, being in that energy, being around Joel and Stephanie and all the leadership and hearing the stories. And one of the reasons that they are so successful is no matter where we are, Stephanie is always breathing life back into her team and her people. She's always talking about what is going in the right direction, never about the other. Now, this is invaluable. I hope you just heard what I said, because I have other leaders that talk about everything that's going wrong. And guess what? Everything is going wrong for them and their team. But when you pour life, and I don't care if you have one person on your team that is breathing and wants to do this, one, It can start with one. You pray over that person, you pray over your your customers and what your business is going to bring you. And your energy will be lifted. But getting there is vitally important. And if you can't, then feed into every live that you see coming across. Feed into every message that you see. Live in the moment as though you're there. And then when you are there, take the time to get sharpened. Take the time to breathe. Take the time to sit down and bask in it. And if somebody is coming to you negative, walk away. You don't want that. If they're saying anything at all that is not going to take you in the direction that you want to go, you boomerang right off of them and go find somebody that does. Do not get caught up in that. That is the worst thing that could possibly happen. But if they are, that's kind of telling you a little bit about where you are and your mind. So just be aware of that and say, no more. This is where I'm going. And then talk to people. Talk to as many people. I remember Stefani just boldly coming up and talking to me, talking to Mark. Joel just listening and then coming in with his one-liners and, just absorbing, talking to everybody. And they didn't start out. We were 8 years old when they came in. We could be 18 right now. You just getting started. You pass everybody. Don't say that they got locked down. It's not. And they're not. They're wanting you to grow. They're wanting you to get going. And that's what we want for you too. But you've got to decide, you've got to get very, very clear about what you want, about who do you want to meet. And when you see them, go up and thank them for inspiring you. Go up and say, you've inspired me, because you know what? Leaders need to hear that. They need to hear that too. They're coming there to get fed too, not to boost their ego, to know that they're giving back in the right way. They love that kind of feedback. Everyone does. Get your picture with somebody, whoever is inspiring you. Ask them one question. What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself all year? What is one thing that you could encourage me on? But really it comes down to you. And you're going to watch somebody walk across that stage that you are going to relate to. Sometimes it's hard to find that person in your own team or even your upline. It's typically outside of your team. That's what happens to most people. So it's getting there and being around others and saying, if, like Stefani and Joel just said, if they can do it, I can do it. I remember my mentor for years. He was my age, a former teacher, and he was getting it done. And he did not baby me at all. He would look me in the eye and say, you're just not doing it. If you were actually doing it, you would be there. And he was so right. I was looking for the secret. And I'll tell you what it is. It's taking action based off of what you want to come out of your business and getting very clear about it. Go in and have a ball. Look, you're away from the family. Enjoy it. Don't sit back and cry that your family's not there. You're doing this for your family. You're investing time, energy, and money into this. So absorb every bit of it. Get to the conference early. Stay late. Talk to everybody. Just get in there and get as much out of it as you can. Take notes. Enjoy. Laugh till you wet your pants. That is just what gets me going. We laugh, we cry, we enjoy each other, we dream. We don't get any sleep. That's perfect. We got good makeup people. And so, you know what? Love on each other. Sleep in somebody's bathtub if you have to. Right. But get there if you can. And you can. Look, when we make up our mind to do something, we just go do it.
That's absolutely it. So we know Pam has her Monday night call, so we usually keep our Zooms kind of quick. So I just want to say, Pam, thank you. I'm not going to cut the Zoom off. We're going to let Pam get off, guys, because I have a couple other things for you to do. But Pam, thank you so much. She is my I want to call her my $1 billion mentor because she thinks like that. It's going billions. And that's the type of person I want in my life. And so I appreciate her. I know what her time means. And so it's just always so fun to be with you. I mean, looking back at all the history that we have over the 10 years, it's amazing, you guys. Just get out and do that. Don't be afraid. Be bold this year. Talk to more people than you ever have. And just give Pam a huge shout out tonight because she's the one always interviewing.
Chat's on fire right now.
Yeah, we love her so much. So make sure you go to her page. You love on her and just thank you for her time. And we'll see you in just a few days, Pam.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll be ready. Got all my shoes ready. Lined up.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, everybody, you're still on, right? Okay, so don't pop off. I'm going to make sure we're going to pull ourselves up here.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so that was awesome. So going into conference. So for those of you going into conference, a few things that I want you to do. So I always love hearing from Pam. She's just so calming. She knows where she's going. She knows that the right people are going to come in, and those that put the work down are going to have the success. And so we want to make sure that you guys have that you're the ones that have the success. So make sure that you have your notebooks out. Make sure that you have those extra batteries that Joel said. Make sure that you are doing some live videos, having some fun. Social is so powerful now. And like I said, make sure for this week, getting as many contacts as you possibly can to follow up with. That's always been our goal. We know that the excitement coming out of conference is just lit. So you want to come out and you just want to be on fire. You want to do those voice messages. We'll give you some, scripts and stuff to do next week, Monday, because we're going to be coming off a conference. So we want to keep that rolling and then doing an opportunity the same week because we know that it's going to be awesome. And so we're excited about that. But there was something.
Yep. What I'm going to do is like I do on most of our Zooms, whenever I get ready to put something in the chat, I'm going to turn off chat for everybody so that you guys will have a chance to copy and paste what I'm putting on here. So I'm switching it over to host only. So no more chatting.
For a second. That's right.
So we wanted to put this in here and make sure that you jump on and grab it. So to prepare for conference, what you need to understand is conference can be a content gold mine.
Just so y'all know, Joel's taking my notes. This is Stephanie's. I'm taking the credit.
Go live when someone is speaking. Tweet an amazing quote that you hear. Snapchat yourself with that leader that you've been following on social media, but you've never met in person. Benefit from all of the buzz that's going on and get people to join your conversation socially. Ask open-ended questions about the new things that you hear about. If there's something that you want to know, make sure that you have your questions written down and ready and in your pocket because you're going to run into somebody that can probably answer that while you're walking around. The possibilities for this to change your year are endless if you go into it looking for those possibilities. So I'm going to copy and paste that. And for those of you that can't see or can't copy and paste, guess what? You can listen to the replay as many times as you want tomorrow until you get it written down.
That's up. So we've got two different groups, people that are going to conference and people that aren't. And I understand, not being able to make it to conference and just other things too. My hair's wild. But people need to be watching all those lives, be glued to, live videos, Pam's page, Cammie's page, Mark's page, our page. Will go as live as much as we can in there too, so that you have content as well, because you can be just as excited. And that's what we want you to do. I was going to go.
So a key takeaway from this is go to Mark, Pam, Mike, Cammie, Joel, and Stephanie, and on their profiles, put a star next to it that says see first, so that when something happens, it pops up on your feed right away.
Yeah. I heard this as Joel's reading some things to think about as we're going into this week. And one of the things that we've learned, because we're constantly growing, is you need to have a question absolutely ready. So when you're meeting somebody with that you just are like, man, they've got it together. They're an amazing leader. They are the type of person I want to be, that income level. If you don't have a question, that's a missed opportunity that could possibly change your life. And I remember going into my first conference, and I'd heard this lady do like $10,000 in just like 30 days or something. It was ridiculous. It was really quick. And I was just like, if I got a chance to meet this lady, I just wanted to ask her one question. And I had my question going in, and I didn't even know what she looked like because we didn't have social media back then. I just kind of knew her name, and we sat in this small room. And I remember hearing this lady talk behind me, and I just turned and I said, "Are you Donna?" Whatever her last name was. I remember it because I remember the question. And I said, "I need to know something. I'm hearing you're just doing amazing. And here's a question that I have. Can you be specific in what you're asking people? Are you doing parties?" So I had my specific question already in my mind, ready to ask this person. What was crazy is I did not know that I was going to meet this woman. It's almost like I knew I was going to. So when you're writing these questions down, when you know, like Pam said, specifically what you want, you're going to start running into the people that make $10,000 a month, if that's what you want. You're going to start seeing the people at $50,000 a month, if that's what you want. You're going to see people that, I want to be an Instagram, be more successful on Instagram. You're going to be running into those people. So take some moments to do those types of things so that you can prepare. But a couple of those great questions, I think, again, is really creating that list, guys, this week. For those of you that have been in, if you've had a team come and go, ask that question. We see leaders, we're getting this. If you are past It Works distributor, oh my gosh, you need to message me. So what am I saying to that? Oh my gosh, it's $49 to join. You're getting $150 in product. We've got this new amazing X factor called ThermoFight X, clinically proven to lose 31 pounds. I'm sharing about all these new things that are going on because I'm excited. We see people getting their customers. We see volumes growing. We see distributors coming in. Let them know things are moving. Why not be part of this? This is so different than 3, 4, 5 years ago, even a year ago. Something has shifted so much. New promotions are coming. So why not come in now, right before conference? So don't be afraid to be bold and to ask those questions. So, I wanted to kind of keep it quick, but those are some things. We hope that you know that it's all in the ask. Don't be afraid. You're going to get no's, and that's okay. But the more that you do it, the more confidence you get, the more friends you'll start adding. And before you know it, you're going to get to your promotions, right? Did you have anything else, or are you good?
No, I have to keep my mouth closed because there's so many amazing things that are going to happen. I mean, when they're talking game changer, I'm talking mind blown. So you guys just be ready to blow your guys' mind just a little bit, to let you know, for those of you that haven't been in for a long time, just to give you an idea of year over year growth, we're up over 30% from last January to this January.
That's us.
Yeah. So just you guys on our team, we're all up 30% from last year. Think of where that's going to go for the rest of the year when they start making these announcements. That's called momentum. And when you have momentum, here are some things. You're going to be better than you are. You're going to look better than you are. That always happens for me for some reason. And you're going to get more people on your team than you ever would have thought possible. And you're going to make more money faster than you could have ever imagined. That is what momentum does. So what I want you to understand is when you have momentum, work harder than you ever can to compound that momentum, because it's going to just change not only your life, but your family's life, the people around you. It's game time.
So one last tip, if I could leave you guys with this, is know that I work so extremely hard during these next few months. I'm always working. You'll always see me be working. But these are the times that really you can crunch down, do more than you think you can, and watch what starts to happen. And so those are some things that I learned over these years of really where to pour the gas. I want you guys to pour it. They're going to give you everything that you need. And I'm so excited about that. And create that FOMO. So the fear of missing out. Make sure people want to know what you're doing, where are you going. Don't be afraid to keep doing that. So we notice, we see y'all doing that. And we're excited for next week's Monday Zoom because we'll be able to share a little bit more specifics on how we're going to be building, how we're going to be charting, the promotions, everything that they have coming. So I'm being careful, but know that next Monday you guys are going to want to be on, get those newbies on, and then we'll do some live events to invite prospects to as well. So have a great, great Monday. Pray that we all get there safe. We love you. We're so excited for your promotions and your team's promotions this year. And we can't wait to see you in just a few days, guys. Have a great night.
See you guys.